Hey there, old man Steve, and I thought I would have Sunday with Steve. Sunday conversations with Steve. Well, I'll just talk, you know. Conversation you have to have back and forth. And since I'm just talking to the camera, not actually talking to a singular person, I'm talking to hopefully a group of people. But anyway, I thought I'd tell my Jayne Mansfield story. And I've always been starstruck. I admit that, and I know a lot of people are. And even to this day, I'm starstruck, you know, and I follow, back in the day when I was young, they had movie magazines. I used to read all of them. And you didn't have the internet that you could look up people or, you know, or follow them on Instagram. And there was just none of that. I mean, the only thing we had was movie magazines or go to the movies, you know, or maybe listen to some gossip on the radio. They didn't even have TV when I was young. That's how old I am. But anyway, I was in high school, and this was back in I graduated in 1957, so this was either 57 or 56, probably 56. And Jayne Mansfield, she was not from Dallas. I'm from Dallas. And Jayne Mansfield is not from Dallas, but she lived in Dallas for a number of years, and she went to high school there. She graduated from high school in Highland Park High School, and she took some acting lessons locally before she was, you know, became a big movie star. And so she had roots in Texas and in Dallas. And by 56, 57, she was a big movie star, and she her parents still lived in Dallas, as far as I know. I may be a little fuzzy on the details because I can't. Only thing that I remember is that it was in the local paper that she was visiting her parents. And that if you drove by the house where they lived and honked the horn, she would come out on the porch and wave to you. Well, that probably wasn't true, but I mean, it was, you know, some kind of publicity thing. And maybe she did that once by accident, I don't know. But of course, a couple of friends, we believed that, and we played hooky from school, from high school, and we had one of our parents, I don't remember which one of, you know, we had their car, because none of us had cars, and we were going to drive over to Highland Park, which was the part of town where where the parents supposedly lived, and we knew the street as well as I remember, but we weren't quite sure what the house was. So I don't know, we set out to go over to see if we could have Jayne Mansfield come out on the porch and wave to us. Not really knowing where the house was, which is kind of stupid if you think about it. But we were just kids. So we skipped school and drove over there, and I don't know, maybe we drove up and down all day. I don't remember. We never did see Jayne Mansfield because we never knew which house it was. And to this day, I don't even know if she really did that, you know. But it was exciting to think that maybe we were going to get to see her in person, and she was going to wave to us. Isn't that funny what things that she will do? But I remember that. I don't think I've ever told that story because I'd forgotten it until recently. And of course, a lot of you young people probably don't even know who Jayne Mansfield is, but she was a famous movie star, and they promoted her to be the next Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn was being, from what I remember reading, she was being difficult, and so they were going to replace her with Jayne Mansfield to be the next big sex symbol, they called them. Because back then that was really something. It was not like today where women, you know, run around with practically no clothes on all the time. Back then they just didn't do that, and she was very well endowed, and that was what she promoted, or the studios did, about her being, you know, and she even dyed her hair blonde, and to be, that was what sex symbols were supposed to be, big bosom blonde women. But anyway, she's the mother of Mariska Haggerty, and I'm sure I said the first name wrong, you know, in Law and Order, Olivia Benson, who I just adore. I love Law and Order, and I love her. I always have. But anyway, Jayne Mansfield's her mother, and I guess most everybody knows that by now. Maybe they don't. It doesn't make any difference. I mean, but anyway, that's my Jayne Mansfield story, and I never got to see her in person, and she died quite tragically in a car accident at a young age. I think she was just in her 30s, her mid-30s. I don't know. You'll have to Google her and see some of her movies. Because even though she was promoted as a sex goddess type, she was a very good actress. And the few things that she did, she got critically acclaimed as a good actress. So you might check her out. Anyway, that's my Sunday Stories with Steve. Bye.